Welcome, everyone, to a very special episode of Powerful Women Today with a very special guest, Marlenne Doss, founder of Doss Law. Today is the beginning of a movement. It's not just another episode. It is actually putting in action, leadership in action. No more talking, now we're walking. So, welcome, Marlenne, to the launch of our 1 Million Woman Challenge.
Thank you, Carolina. It's so exciting to be here and be a part of this. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you so I could not think of a better person for so many reasons. One, you and I have been pioneers of Powerful Women Today for years. You're one of the founding mentor experts, and I cannot think of a better champion to walk this journey with. And also because being a lawyer, you have so much knowledge for women to understand how the law empowers them.
Mhm.
So today we're going to talk about our 1 million woman challenge, from coping to choosing. Coping has been something that women, we just do, right? We just do what needs to get done. We cope with raising families. We cope with having that third shift after, working all day and taking care of our family, our husbands, our children, and just basically coping with whatever comes our way. But coping is not meant to be a destination. Coping is meant to be a bridge. What do you think, Marlenne, when we think, you know what? It is time that we begin to choose.
I think I couldn't agree more. It's actually so funny. I was just having a conversation with a couple of women this morning. You just reminded me of it. And they were speaking about how we are in the sandwich generation, where we are in a situation where we are often responsible for children as well as parents, and having to take care of both those generations at the same time while living our own lives and running our own businesses for whoever that applies to. And I think a lot of people are stuck in the coping rather than choosing and feeling in control. And I've spoken to other women recently that are feeling the burden and the stress, and just even with some clients and having to service them with some of the services that we provide, where it is the children that I think are actually in that sandwich generation, and are trying to make the decisions that for their parents as well as themselves and their children, to make sure that they have whatever is needed in place, so that they are ready and prepared.
Yeah. And you know what? You made a very valid point. I remember having this conversation with you. I think it was for International Women's Day. You and I are like the champions of the Powerful Women Today movement. And I said to you, being the sandwich generation seems to have lasted a really long time for
Mhm.
us. And I think you said it's because people are living longer.
Mhm.
So we're taking care of our parents, we're taking care of our children. And for many of us, we might be taking care of grandchildren at this point. Talk
Correct.
about a sandwich stand, a foot long
Yes.
sandwich here.
Yes.
So in your career, which, being a lawyer, I cannot think of a more honorable career to champion, the vulnerable, and to make sure that everybody has the equal opportunity and protection, right?
Mhm.
What? How do you think women, particularly, benefit from movements like positively impacting 1 million women from coping to choosing?
So women are often the glue, is what
Mm.
I've seen. And as much as they are the glue, sometimes they don't have enough knowledge and awareness of the details of what's going on around them, or whether it's the financial pieces or the business pieces, unless they're the ones that are actively running them and the ones that happen to be responsible for them. And that is the case sometimes. There sometimes is a gap in those pieces. So being being able to be the one that chooses and being the one that's going to be the driving force behind getting the important pieces in place for your family, I think is really empowering, but it's also such a responsibility.
Mhm.
And if it's ignored, I, in the seat that I do sit in, um, have seen the negative impacts of putting it off till tomorrow, whatever that is, right?
Mhm.
So, from my end specifically, what I see is, when it comes to estate planning, there's a definite gap in what's needed and what's actually done until something happens, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, and there's some basic documents that need to be in place. And, I've said this to you before, Carolina, treat it as if you're setting up an insurance policy. We don't know when we're going to need it, but eventually we will need it, right? And those documents are sometimes it's just the basic, it's basics of a will, and sometimes a secondary will that deals with things that don't have to go through probate, like your business assets. Definitely the powers of attorneys, because not having those pieces in place will result in having to go to court and deal with applications that are so unnecessary and very stressful. And if you have a business, it's shocking still to me how many people are running businesses and don't even have a minute book in place and don't even
Yeah,
understand what that is, and it's
especially for women. Yeah.
yeah,
And
it's
the love that the what I love about the work that you do, especially with the power of attorneys, is that we often think will and states, okay, you know what? I'll be dead. They can duke it out, right? They
yeah,
can figure it out, or you know what I mean. You keep thinking you can keep putting it off, right, for whatever reason. But what I
mhm.
love about the work that you do is that the power of attorneys can matter while you're alive. These are
That's when they
decisions.
matter.
You know what I mean? Like you and I have discussed, and we will continue to discuss many, many times, how some of those power of attorneys can matter if you're sick, if something happens, if you're caught off guard overseas, if like, don't just think, oh, this is going to happen after I'm dead, right?
That's right.
These documents matter while you are here and have
Yes,
lasting consequences while you are here.
yes.
So I am so excited that you're doing this work, Marlene, and I am so
Mm,
grateful for your generosity. You're always just like so ready to join in and champion women and champion the world. And well, we're now going to reach 1 million women. So,
yeah.
people, when people say 1 million women, and I mean, Marlene and I are pros at this. This is the third time we are championing a 1 million woman challenge, right? So, really, Marlene today is here to help us cut the digital ribbon and to get us started and kicked off. And she's one of our original 10 for always in the past two and this one. Because really, when you think of, a million, sounds like a lot, right? But in our digital world, seriously, there's people that hit a million people every single day, right? So we're talking about, being intentional about it. And this
Mhm.
is about positively impacting a million women, and it can be through their, husbands can forward a post that they see, their spouses, their children. It's not just like women championing women, it's the world championing women, because women often champion, you know the world, right?
Yes.
So if we do 5 rounds of 10 women, positively sharing content, and positively impacting 10 other women, and those 10 women activate 10 women. We do that 5 times around, we've reached a million.
Mhm.
Doesn't that just blow your mind? Like,
It makes it
like
seem
the
so
world that we
accessible,
live
so
in now.
possible.
Yeah. And you know what? We have, and Marlene knows this, we have done this twice already. So this is not new. This is the third time we're doing it. Now we're doing it a bit more intentional. We're going with from coping to choosing, right? So it's very intentional. The first time we did it was in 2017 when Powerful Women Today first began. And it took us 5 years to reach 1 million women. I still remember you and I, we were at the Hilton and I was on stage and I was excited. And it just came like it wasn't planned. I said, and we're going to reach 1 million women with our message. And I remember everyone from stage looking up at me going, is she serious? And you know what? It took us 5 years to get there, but we got there. And then we did it again, right? In 2021, we were just a year into the pandemic, and we started the second Million Woman Challenge, and we reached it in 3 years. So last year alone on LinkedIn, just Powerful Men Today and myself reached a little bit over 300,000 impressions. And that's not counting all the incredible work that all of you mentor experts do, right? If we count that, we've gone over like at least 500,000 for sure. And so I'm thinking for this time around, we ought to be able to achieve it faster than that, right?
Yes.
Because now we're organized and we got the technology and we got,
Yes.
it's a different world. It's completely different world. So what do you think? Are we up to the challenge for aiming it for 1 year, Marlene?
100%. I think there's a lot of people that are hungry for information and resources right now. And if we're sharing if we're addressing their needs and their questions and providing them with answers, I think it's very, very easy for us to champion one another and to share important information that we all need for whatever reason, and just to, continue that momentum. Once the momentum gets going, I think it's going to continue.
Yes, I'm so excited. Okay.
Yes.
And you are officially our very first PWG champion of this initiative on many fronts, because we're also working on some events that, are live with one of our sister brands, PWG Prime Living. And you were the very first person that said, I am in, you're one of our core sponsors. And we're going to be on stage in September in the GTA, and of course we'll find ways to expand it live. We began live, then we went online, and now we're starting to get back to live. And I am so excited to be doing this together with you, Marlene. And yeah, let the million. Well, now we're at 900,990 because we got our first one. So thank you so much, Marlene, for all your support and for always being so ready to champion the world. And
Thank you,
lawyer.
Carolina, for always having these fresh, great ideas that are going to be for the betterment of so many people and impact a lot of lives, I'm sure.
And the law is here to protect women. So we need to utilize it and activate it. So Marlene is here to do that. We'll put all her contact information and how to become one of the ambassadors, be one of well, we already have the first 10. So how to be the next round of 10 and how to begin to activate from there. So thank you, everybody. And we're gonna keep tabs and we're gonna be posting our numbers. So absolutely, this can be done year or less. Thanks so much, everyone. Until next time.